We are back 8:13 with one of the biggest names in Hollywood right here, Kevin Costner. The Oscar winner is no stranger to the Wild West, captivating audiences as Lieutenant John Dunbar in Dances with Wolves, one of my favorite movies of all time, 34 years ago. And more recently, of course, is John Dutton in Yellowstone. Well, now he's back with Horizon, an American saga, an epic story on the promise and danger of the American West during the Civil War. Take a look.
Think about how far these men just came and how long they've been at it over one old injury. I know the man I met was on his way to kill everyone in that house. He might as well have been walking up to get the mail for all it bothered him. Now they had a second loss and they're this much farther out of their way. Can't imagine they'll be any kinder to you this time.
Kevin Costner, good morning.
Hi.
When they describe movies as epic and sweeping, this is the kind of movie they're talking about, Horizon.
Yeah, you can't toss that name around unless it sweeps, because people, when they do go, they go, well, what happened to the epic part?
Oh, it's epic.
You have to deliver.
You do, and this is the first of what will be a 4-part series. Can I have to roll this tape. At the Cannes Film Festival, you screened this film and received a 7-minute standing ovation. Your whole family was there. And I have to say, when I looked at that, I wanted to know, like, what's going through your mind right there?
I wasn't expecting that, and then it happened, and next thing you know, the camera moved in my face, and the people didn't stop clapping, and I looked to my left, and there were my 5 children all dressed up looking at me. And so I really didn't know what to do, and all of a sudden I shut out the noise. It all went away, like Billy Chappell in Love of the Game. I said, just clear the mechanism. And I couldn't hear any of them, and I just went backwards and started retracing the steps of my life while that was happening. The beginning of things, even the beginning of Horizon, sometimes even the beginning of it. And suddenly I came back into it, and they were still clapping. And I finally looked over at the guy and said, why don't you get me that microphone and we'll stop this.
Well, you have wanted to make this film series, Horizon, for 36 years. I guess when you get an idea, you don't let go of it very early. Many studios passed. You said, fine, I'll do it myself. You wrote the scripts, co-wrote them, acted, directed in it. You even mortgaged your own home to self-finance it. So you literally bet the ranch, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm the only guy I know that pays to work. I like pay money so I could go work.
What is driving you? I mean, honestly, it's all about pioneers going west. And when I think of how hard they sacrificed and what they did in that drive that pushed them forward, it's kind of like you getting this film made.
It's like, I don't know, but I have this relationship with the audience. So when I look out there and I see my name's going to be on a movie, what am I going to give people? Where am I taking them? And it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't have to be a Western. I don't think this is the most important thing I've ever made. I've treated it as important as anything I've ever done. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done. But it's just in sync. It's in line with what when you go to movies and it's dark and it opens up, you need something magical to happen. And when I read this, I started to see things that I had not seen in Westerns before. And the scope and the reach and the humanity and the brutality and the ultimate clash between cultures. And I thought, well, that's what I want to put forth.
Yeah.
And so that's just my promise to an audience of what I'm bringing.
You said in an interview, I'm as far out on a limb right now as I've ever been. And I think that's so brave and so interesting. But I also ask why. You're an Oscar winner. You're Kevin Costner. You could be sitting around, I don't know, picking flowers.
There's a lot of ways that people would live my life differently than I would. I'm sure of it. Because, you have this pile that I never thought I would have any money to begin with. And then suddenly I have this thing over here of things that I love. But that there's a thing that I love right here. In this relationship that I want to get out to a movie. And I think to myself, okay, but when no one wants to make it, what do? Do I curl up in a fetal position or die or say, I think that this keeps my promise with an audience. And so if I have to risk this, I think, am I going to let this control me or am I going to let this? I'm going to keep enough so that I'm going to be okay the rest of my life and my children will be. But if they want to make their pile grow bigger, they can. And to a person, all of them said to me, Dad, don't worry about us. We'll do our own thing. We just want you to be happy.
Well, by the way, Horizon features an up-and-coming actor by the name of Hayes Costner, who actually shares the name of the title role. That's how much you love this project. You named your 15-year-old son after the lead character, but this is his first role. And
yeah.
What was it like to direct him?
Well, he's a beautiful boy, and he's quiet, and I have not shoved my children into the business. I realize there's so many young actors out there that would just kill to be in this movie. And I don't want to take those parts away from him just because I can place my own children in. But in this instance, it was a smaller part. I selfishly wanted him with me. For the week, 2 weeks he was with me, and we would drive to the set every day, and he would whisper. He didn't have a lot of experience, but he's really beautiful in the movie. It's a really complicated scene. And the end, there's a nobility, there's an absolute fatalness about it, and it's what you want in a son. It's what you don't want a son to do, and at the end of the day, you're proud that he would make that choice.
Well, let's talk about Yellowstone, okay, because there's been a lot of back and forth and some kind of backbiting worthy of a Yellowstone script, and I think people want to know, what happened from your perspective? Because they say a scheduling conflict, you say you were there, but the scripts weren't ready. Like, what happened?
Well, number one, I did it for 5 years, okay? And I want to work more than once a year, and we lost an entire year at one point, and I thought, well, that can't ever happen again. It was well over a year, and I said, well, I just have to be in position to make the things, and really, it's just there's a chance to do both of them, but material has to be ready at certain times, and we weren't able to do that. And after 5 years, I thought, well, I'm just not going to do this. And if we can get that, we can do that, then I will do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, people care because they love the character.
Listen, who loves it more than myself and Taylor?
Yeah.
I took it over when no one had seen it and told people that I thought it was going to be pretty good. So I went and sat in front of 300 people in Europe and went to another place and said, foreign, I think you'll like this thing. So I've supported that thing, and I've loved it. It's been really important to me. I would love to go back under the right circumstances. I think that all of us want, right? At this point, for me, it really needs to be the right circumstances.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Saying there's a chance. There's always a chance.
Yeah.
I love the thing. You got to be really clear about that.
Yeah. Kevin Costner, it's so nice to have you here. Part 1 of the 4-part saga Horizon is in theaters when? June? I had it written down. Now I can't remember.
The 28th.
June 28th.
Right.
Thank you for that.
It's coming up.
And Chapter 2 arrives August 16th.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You got that one. You got the
I know, exactly.
What was the first one?
No, I know. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.